No, I didn't do nothing. Easy way or hard way for what? Every time you see me, you want to mess with me. I'm tired of it. It's time to today.
Put your hand behind your back.
Yo, move out the way. Yo.
It's my brother. We live here.
You know what? Back up this way. Everybody now back up. It's now going to become a crisis. Back it up. Back it up.
I'm going to my house.
This way.
I remember from that day, July 17th, woke up that morning. Eric had a lot of allergies and sinuses, so in the morning it was like routine for him to sneeze repeatedly. So he was sneezing and sneezing and sneezing, and I said to him, I said, hey babe, are you okay? And he said, yeah, I'm all right, just my sinuses messing with me. I said, well, maybe you shouldn't go out today. Maybe you should stay in the house today. And he said, no. He said, bills are due. I need to get out there and make some money to pay these bills. And I said, okay, whatever. Can you drop me off? And he said, yeah, I'll drop you off. So we got in the car. He dropped me off where I was going that day. And when I got out the car, he said to me, say, hey, babe, give me a kiss. That's something that was really unusual because he never asked me for a kiss. In 28 years of marriage, he never really asked me for a kiss. So I kissed him. It was about maybe 2:45. He would usually text me in the middle of the day, you know, periodically to let me know that he was okay, you know, that everything was okay or whatever. And he texts me, I'm okay. And I text him back, okay, see you later. About 10 minutes later, my son got up and he came in the room and he said, Ma, you still gonna give me that $20 you promised me yesterday? So I said, yeah, hand me my pocketbook. I gave him the $20. I lived on the first floor at the time. He walked out the building, and in less than 3 minutes, he came back into the apartment. And he said, Ma, I said, yeah. He said, I think you should call Daddy. And I said, for what? I said, he's going to come home soon. What am I calling him for? He says, somebody just said that the police choked Daddy out on Bay Street.
Well, I join you today with a heavy heart. On behalf of all New Yorkers, I want to offer my deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of Eric Garner. He was a loving husband and a caring father and grandfather.
Well, my day just started, and I was on my way into work coming through Staten Island. I heard a call over the radio for a crime scene, for a mobilization, but they didn't state what it was. So it sounded unusual because usually they tell you what the crime is. So I called in, and they had already given me a job early in the afternoon. And I said, do you want me to go check this out? It sounds kind of strange. As I got to the scene, I parked, I got out, and the first person who I saw came up to me and I asked what happened, and they said, a cop killed somebody.
On Thursday, July 17th, 2 New York City police officers assigned to the 120th Precinct on Staten Island and assigned to the Plainclothes Anti-Crime Unit were directed by a superior officer to address specific conditions in the vicinity of Tompkinsville Park, near the intersection of Victory Boulevard and Bay Street in Staten Island. At approximately 3:30 p.m., the officers approached a 43-year-old male, later identified as Eric Garner, of 50 Bond Street, Staten Island, concerning the sale of illegal cigarettes in front of 202 Bay Street, Staten Island, directly across from the park. In attempting to take Mr. Garner into custody, there was a physical struggle, during which Mr. Garner repeatedly complained of difficulty breathing as the officers wrestled him to the ground. An ambulance was immediately called to the scene, and Mr. Garner was transported by EMS to Richmond University Medical Center. He went into cardiac arrest, if I understand, while he was in the vehicle. He was pronounced dead approximately 1 hour later at the hospital.
I'll tell you, from the cab ride to the hospital, in my heart, I already knew he was gone. You know, I felt it. And my girlfriend that was riding with me, you know, she had asked me if, you know, if I wanted her to accompany me, and I said, yeah. And as I'm riding in the cab, and I'm telling her, and I'm saying he's no longer here, and she said, Pinky, don't say that. You don't know. Wait till we get to the hospital. Nobody said anything. They just kept coming out, and I'm stopping every nurse or every doctor that was coming through them doors. I'm asking them, can you please tell me something about Eric Garner, his status, is he alive, is he dead, what's going on? They still didn't say anything. 2 hours later, I look, and there's like a whole bunch of doctors coming towards me. Excuse me, are you the family of Eric Garner? So I'm like, yes, I'm his wife. And they said, well, you know, we did everything we could, but we couldn't save him.
I had a basketball game in Pennsylvania, and I was on my way back with my team. And we passed the Bay Street area, and we saw all these cops, and we was wondering why the cops was out there. I turned my phone on. Once I turned my phone on, I had like 17 missed calls and like 30 unread messages. I didn't even open it. I just threw it back in my bag. Like, one of my teammates said, like, that's like the police like van. He was like, somebody had died, and I was like, oh, okay. And I just continued to listen to my music. And then when I got to my house, my mother told me that my father just had died.
On that particular day, the president was in town, and traffic was really bad, so it took quite a while for the rest of my team to get out there. In the meantime, I started asking around about video. I was told that there's another person who has the whole thing, the whole incident on his phone, and but he didn't know the guy's name. And so I kept asking around, and finally somebody said, yeah, I know who it is.
Cops pulled up. They said that they saw Eric selling cigarettes, and then he kept arguing with them, no, who I sold them to, I don't know what you're talking about. Long story short, he called for backup. As soon as backup came, you heard the sirens. That's when he went behind them and choked them.
I got the video off his phone, and we kind of became friends. He was sitting in my car for a while, and it was quite a long video, and he gave it to me, and I transmitted it in, and I guess it took a while for them to view the whole video. When I first looked at the video, I looked at it only like 20 seconds of it, and I was like, wow, this is incredible.
Hold on. Don't touch me, please. The girl came over, she gave us a bag of baby shit. Damn, man. All right, right down. Give your hands, buddy. Put your hand behind your back. I can't breathe.
I saw the video like everybody else saw it on the news that evening. Still to this day, I haven't seen the complete video. My kids won't let me watch it.
Have you ever seen the video itself?
No.
Would you want to?
No. I don't watch it because, like, I'm not as strong as they are about seeing my father get treated like a dog or something.
I won't go on YouTube and look at it. I see it occasionally now. You know, it's a little less frequent now that they're showing it, but every time something happens with the police in another case or in reference to reforming the police or whatever's police involved, NYPD or whatever, they show that video. He was funny, very loving, very giving. He would give to you before he would do anything for himself. I used to get on him all the time about walking around looking like a bum, and he used to say, I don't care, as long as you and the kids look good, I'm okay with it.
He was a loving, caring father. He was like my best friend. He taught me how to dribble, shoot, pass the ball, be a team leader.
Was he a very good basketball player? Or was he just good at teaching basketball?
He was just good at teaching. We used to play Madden in the living room.
You played Madden?
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite team to play?
Nah, I played with the Jets. He played with the Giants.
Not by any means was he perfect. You know, I'm quite sure you've seen the police reports. You've seen his history with the police and everything. He was not perfect.
We human. Everybody makes mistakes, but it should never end up of him dying by a chokehold.
He was a good person, you know, just basically just wanted a better life for his kids. He wanted his kids to have a good life. He wanted them to go further than we did educational wise and to be able to take care of themselves. But he was perfect for me. That's all I could say, you know.
I can't breathe! 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 Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't
There's not a day or a time that goes by that I'm just riding down the street and I see someone with an I Can't Breathe t-shirt, or I see someone protesting, or not even protesting, just wearing the t-shirt. Just shows me that his life was not in vain, that I'm not the only one that loved him, and I'm not the only one that is rallying for him. The whole world has become a part of this movement, and I'm so appreciative of all the support that I've gotten from everyone.
Like, I don't really attend none of that stuff.
Is there a reason that you stay away from it?
Yeah, because, like, I just can't, like, I don't know. It feels weird when I'm out there. It's like good protesters, but I just like to stay away from it.
In the last year, do you feel that things have changed?
Excuse me, but that's just a funny question, because with all the things that happened behind July 17th, there's no way in hell there's been no change. None whatsoever.
I would say keep on protesting, and thank you for the support.
Do you think the protests will matter? Do you think it'll actually do something?
Hopefully it does, but just hopefully it does.
Go!
Erica Garner, the daughter of police chokehold victim Eric Garner, ripped the Hillary Clinton campaign in a series of tweets Thursday after new campaign emails released by WikiLeaks showed how the Democratic nominee's staffers discussed the death of her father. "I'm troubled by the revelation that you and this campaign actually discussed using Eric Garner. Why would you want to use my dad?" Garner tweeted along with a link to emails released by WikiLeaks. "These people will co-opt anything to push their agenda. Police violence is not the same as gun violence. I'm interested to know exactly what Accurate Sorcery meant when he said I know we have an Erica Garner problem in the #POTI Staymills 19, added Garner. Garner also tweeted links to hacked emails from Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta released this week by WikiLeaks that show internal communications among top Clinton staffers about how to best word an editorial piece on gun violence that was slated to run in the New York Daily News. I know we have Erica Garner issues, but we don't want to mention Eric at all. I can see her coming after us for leaving him out of the piece, Clinton's traveling press secretary Nick Merrill wrote in a March 17 email. Maya Harris, another Clinton aide replied, Eric Garner not included because not killed by gun violence. I'm glad you had Maya on your team to explain why you won't be using my dad and UF-G gun violence piece. Black woman saved your dash, Garner added. In this #Podesta emails leak at Corée Sorcier and at Nick Merrill plot to use police violence victims to push gun control, Garner tweeted. The editorial the Clinton staffers were discussing ran in the New York Daily News on March 27. A spokesman for the Clinton campaign did not immediately respond to questions about Garner's latest tweets. Garner's 43-year-old father died on July 17, 2014, after he resisted arrest for selling illegal loose cigarettes on Staten Island. Officer Daniel Pontalio applied a chokehold to take Garner down, and he died a short time later. His death emerged as a flashpoint in police violence issues. Erica Garner endorsed Bernie Sanders during the Democratic primary and has, on multiple occasions, used her Twitter account to criticize the Clinton camp.